This video hyper-focuses on importing from spreadsheets within Shape software. In order to import, it's really easy to do. If you click on Settings and find the Import Settings page, this will guide you through a 3-step process to importing a spreadsheet. Couple things here. We have import frequently asked questions, and if you click on the watch video tutorial, it'll link you to a guide that goes through over the specifics. Few things to note, just as this settings page dictates. 1, it's important to really review your import file. 2, make sure that the file has proper formatting. For example, don't have an email address and a phone number field. And if you're unsure or feel unconfident, try a small file first to see how that worked. You can always delete them and try again if needed. Let's go over this process together. First, it's important to know where you're going to be importing your contacts to. You have different contact types across the top. I'm in a mortgage system now, so leads, applications, and loans, these are your borrower records. Typically, a loan file would be someone who is like a past client, aka if they're in a funded status, whereas a lead would have, for example, a new lead or attempting contact status. It's important to know where your contacts are at and where they should go prior to importing. Next, if you import several leads, a good use case for this is if you purchase lead lists, maybe some age leads, for example. You might be importing a lot, maybe once a week, maybe every other day, for example. So we also have import templates as well, so that way it saves some time on spreadsheets that look the same every single import. Let's go and do an import together. I have a sample file up, which is a very simple import file. Now, I'm going to go through the process with just this very simple spreadsheet first, and I also have an expanded version, which I'll go over for even better import processes. Let's start with this. Again, this is very straightforward. First name, last name, mobile phone, email. You'll see that mobile phone, there's a few different formats in here. Shape will actually automatically look through that, strip out any unneeded formatting. However, it's not foolproof. If you do have an email address or other data in there, such as like the last name, that will still result in dirty data. So please be sure that you check your spreadsheet file prior to importing. It's very common if you're, putting multiple spreadsheets together that a row will accidentally start shifting over. So definitely make sure you look at that. Our import requires the file to be in a CSV. So even though I'm in a Google Sheet, you can download this as a CSV. Moving into the import, I'm going to go ahead and import this to leads, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag that file in here. This will take you to a mapping area. And again, if you had a template already created, these would already be mapped for you, but we're going to just do it manually for this demonstration. Last name, mobile phone, and you can also search these if you wanted to search email, for example. Very easy. At this point, you could save the template, you can clear the selections, or you can go to the next step. The next step here is, for example, in that spreadsheet, I didn't indicate who the assigned user was, which is important, and I also didn't indicate the status of that individual or those individuals. You can easily set those here, so if I needed these to all go to myself in the new lead status, I could set those. Now keep in mind, this setting sets that for the entire spreadsheet. So every single row in here would be assigned to me and in the new lead status. In addition, you can also choose to merge duplicates. These will follow your duplicate management settings that you have set up in the system. You can also choose to initiate drip campaigns, which, if you have any active drip campaigns that match the status and enrollment criteria, those wouldn't kick off during the import process. And then lastly, we have execute triggers. Those would automatically execute any applicable triggers on those records as well. If you feel unconfident about these, I highly recommend maybe just doing the merge duplicates and keeping drip campaigns and triggers off to avoid any inadvertent communication that you did not want to go out. Now, at this stage, if I was not happy with this, if I was like, wait a minute, those leads don't all go to one user and they're all in different stages. At this point, this is where you might want to cancel the import and you might want to redo it in the file. Now, if there were only 3 records, you can go ahead and import it and you can manually update those, but oftentimes your import files are much larger than a 3-record import. So let me show you how to make those changes in the file ahead of time. So I'm going to go back because I do not want to proceed forward, and I'm actually going to cancel this import altogether. And it's going to take me back to the home screen of the import page. So a few things to note. This is obviously a very basic spreadsheet. There are a certain set of key additional fields that we highly recommend is in your import file. So I have them actually here in the expanded version. You of course have first name, last name, mobile phone, email, same as the one before. You can also overwrite the created date. If you don't have a created date, it will default to today's date in the system. Also, it's important to know where you received those leads from. So you can see here that I went ahead and added a source column with the live chat source in there. In this case, if these 3 leads belong to 3 different loan officer users, I'm going to show you where you can find these user IDs. Similarly, if all 3 of these leads were in different statuses, I'm going to show you how to find and match the statuses. And then lastly, if you want to segment your lists even further, you can also add tags. So let's start first with source. One, if the source doesn't already exist in the marketing sources settings page, the import will add to it. So it is important to keep your source list relatively clean. Obviously, if you have different spelling variations of source in your file, they will be created that way because they're all technically unique. So again, highly recommend either setting a single source or cleaning up your source values so that way your source list doesn't get unmanageable. Next, if you want to assign a particular department user, so just to expand upon that, in Shape you can have different users assigned to different departments, and to give you a visual of that, inside of a contact record you'll see Josh Cohen is the loan officer. You could have someone as the LOA, you can also have someone as different processors, administrators, etc. You may want to have multiple people assigned or just a single person assigned, and it's very easy to do. Oftentimes, your spreadsheet is not going to have the user ID already set in here. For example, if I wanted this to be, usually it's Josh Cohen, for example, Scott Payne, and Chloe Larson. This is usually how the data looks in a spreadsheet. In order to make sure that it assigns appropriately within Shape, I'll show you how to get those user IDs. And I'll also do one additional column. So if I wanted to insert one more column and have the LOA user, Brooke Kapsman, on all 3 of these, I will show you how to do both users here. The status does need to match what's available in the system, so I'll show that as soon as I cover these here. Going into the settings page, it's going to default to the Manage Users settings page. Here you can see which department or departments each user is in. So you can't assign Greg Spano, for example, to the LOA department because he does not exist in that department. So that user assignment would fail, just as a heads up. But you can see Scott Payne is in Loan Officer, Chloe Larson is in Loan Officer, and let's search for Josh Cohen. Josh Cohen is also a loan officer. So what you can do is you can either do a VLOOKUP or you can manually do it, or you can find and replace and say if Josh Cohen, replace it with, and you want to get Josh Cohen's user ID, which is ID 13. Similarly, we'll do Scott Payne. Scott Payne, he is in the loan officer department, user ID 43. And we're going to get Chloe Larson, user ID 46. Similarly, you could do the same thing with the LOA user, and we want to make sure that it is Brooke that is assigned. She's user ID 58. So in that case, I can just do 58, and we can copy paste that down these rows here. If everyone is in different statuses, it's important to do the same either find and replace or VLOOKUP on the available statuses within Shape. To do that, you can go here to Status. You'll notice that we have different status lists. So these are not just the statuses, these are full status lists. And when you press Open, this contains all of the statuses that exist in that status. In this particular sample file, I already have the statuses matching what's in the system. New lead, attempting contact, contacted follow-up. You'll see those here. Statuses that aren't recognized in the list will add to the bottom, which we do recommend if there's anything similar to what is in here, that you'll find and replace it or edit the name of the status prior to the import. So that way you don't have like contact attempt versus attempting contact, as those would indicate essentially the same thing. You can press this edit button to change the status names that exist in the system. You can delete them, etc. And then the last thing, we do have tags in the system. This is just another way to segment your list further to give you a visual. Say these are all new leads, but if you wanted to tag them as a particular segment, maybe you got them from not only a webinar, but a specific webinar, you can use the filters and you have tags here that you can do multiple options. So if you wanted to segment your list further, you can add that to your sheet. You can either do a single one or you can do multiple tags. If multiple, you comma separate them. So this is a more robust import. We're going to go ahead and download this as a CSV. And we're going to go back to the import settings page. Here we are going to import them to leads. The statuses indicate, new, attempting contact, contacted follow-up. That would typically be categorized as a lead. We don't have a template, so we're just going to grab and drag and drop the file in here. Again, if I would have selected a template, these would already be mapped, but we're going to start from scratch. First name, last name, mobile phone. Sometimes your columns might not match exactly to what we have available in the system, so we do recommend searching for like a piece of the mapping instead of copy pasting it exactly, because what may have come out of another system might not match exactly what's in ours. If you have any questions about imports, our team does do imports for you, and we can ask the appropriate questions and ensure your data is imported properly. You can also get on a training call with you if you do need assistance in understanding how to do your imports moving forward. And now that we have all of these mapped, again, you can at this point save as a template, or you can just go to the next step. Now, since I have already set the assigned to and statuses in the file, I will not be touching either of these options. At this point, I could do the following as well. We typically recommend always merging duplicates, and from here you can verify and start import. I'm going to go ahead and toggle that off just so that way we can do the import. Once you've started the import, it's going to take you to the import settings page. This one, because there were only 3 records, it's actually already completed. This is the one that we canceled previously. And if I go to leads and I just go to my database view, these should be showing at the top of the list, which I can see here. These are those 3 leads that I just imported. We overwrote the creation date. You can see those here. They are from the live chat source, which mimics the file. And what I can do is just open each one in separate tabs. We can see here, last example assigned to Chloe. Another example is assigned to Scott and Brooke, and Josh assigned to sample lead. If you have any questions about importing a spreadsheet or some specific use case mappings, please feel free to reach out.